Armada Kickoff is brought to you by Community First Credit Union, Winn-Dixie, Baptist Health, Bowden Eye and Associates, Brumos Automotive, and Coastal Spine and Pain Center.
Hello and welcome into another installment of Armada Kickoff. We're just hours away from the final preseason match and just over a week away from the start of the NASL regular season. Coming up on the show, we'll have highlights from Wednesday's preseason match at JU and a reaction from one of our analysts and JU head coach Mauricio Ruiz.
We'll also introduce to you the Flagship Fleet, a group of volunteers who are giving their time to be a part of history with the Armada. And we'll also tell you more about the Set the Record Jacks campaign that the Armada has implemented, targeting the NASL attendance record for the regular season opener. But we'll start with the action on Wednesday night at JU. With time running out in the preseason, the time to make the final adjustments before opening day are starting to dwindle. For the Armada, that means Saturday's matchup against the Tampa Bay Rowdies at Everbank Field is a big one. But before that, Jacksonville took on Jacksonville. The Armada facing JU on the Arlington campus on Wednesday night, and it went well for the Armada. Beautiful day at JU, and early on, 20th minute, the Armada on the attack. Akil Barrett, the recent signee, got one through. Saved, though, by Mark Menny, the JU goalkeeper. A minute and a half later, JU on the counter. Tommy Krzyzanowicz gets one through, again kicked away, the former JU Dolphin getting an action there. Sebastian Evers made the start in goal. His first action for the Armada came up big on this one. The Armada had 9 shots in the first half and really controlled possession, and finally found one in the 44th minute. Krzyzanowicz on the cross, and Akil Barrett puts it in. Now watch this buildup. The starters came in after halftime. This is impressive. 9 passes here for the Armada starters, who came in again at the half and really controlled the pace, the tempo, and the flow of things. Keita with the shot and Mark Menny with the save. 51st minute. Watch where Matt Boehner is, way up front. Keita with the shot that goes just wide. Now watch for Boehner again. He's number 13. He'll be coming on the left of your screen. He's a right back, and look at him there. He'll get the ball. This is a defender playing way up near the box, gets it into Keita again, and rather Jamal Johnson. And it's Jamal Johnson who scores his first preseason game goal. He did score in a couple of the scrimmages. Armada wins it 2-0 over JU.
I mean, it was all the hard work was done by Tommy. He beat 2 guys and kicked it across, and I was just anticipating the shot, and I just placed it in the goal.
Sí, hemos modificado jugadores y diferentes posiciones para ir viendo y seguir viendo, porque creemos que un jugador tiene que jugar en diferentes posiciones y bueno, y hacer un fútbol de evolución de posiciones también.
Definitely it's important, you know, it gives me confidence going into the next game, and you know, gives everyone else confidence that I can put the ball away, so I'm happy about it and I'm going to be positive going into the next game.
And as you see from the stats, it was a very aggressive Armada attack. 20 shots in the match, that is the most they've had all preseason long. The 7 shots on goal are a high as well. That matches what they did against Philadelphia. Corner kicks, even a few more fouls for the Armada. JU gave the Armada a pretty good run, all things considered, but it's Jacksonville's pro team coming out on top 2-0.
Our man of the match on Wednesday night went to a familiar face here in Jacksonville, forward Tommy Krzyzanowicz. The former JU Dolphin was born in Croatia, but he spent the formative years here in Jacksonville.
Wednesday night was a very exciting night for Tommy. He started in his first match ever for the Armada against his alma mater, Jacksonville University. Alongside Tommy were 2 other former JU Dolphins, Remy Safi and Nerden Rustage, who all came out strong in that first half. Tommy had several chances in the first half, making some great runs but just missing the net. It wasn't until the last minute of the first half that Remy made a quick pass to Tommy, who was in the box, and then made an assist to Akil Barrett's goal.
You know, being a forward, you know, you know, you shoot far post, and if you miss, you know, hopefully somebody's on the other end to put that ball away. Within maybe 10 days to go, I think we're also ready. You know, I also feel it from the community. You know, not so much as a pressure, but more of excitement and to get this game going and to set a record here in Jacksonville with the attendance. So I think we're all excited.
Even though the coaches talked about the performance over a result, getting the victory was certainly a welcome outcome after a tough 5-0 loss last weekend in Fort Lauderdale. General Manager Dario Sala told me it's like a golfer changing his grip in an effort to get from being an 8 handicapper to a scratch golfer. Tee time is rapidly approaching.
Here's how the upcoming schedule looks for the Armada. After Saturday's preseason finale against Tampa Bay, it's the regular season opener against FC Edmonton at Everbank Field. Then road games at both of the other Florida teams with a bye week in between. Then back at home at Community First Park to take on the defending champions, San Antonio Scorpions.
There's a big buzz going around this week as the Armada launched a new campaign. It's called Set the Record Jacks, and the team is trying to do just that, break the NASL regular season attendance record. That means the club is hoping to pack the stadium with over 20,000 fans for the opener on April the 4th against FC Edmonton.
That's right. Use hashtag #SetTheRecordJacks and follow the team and Jacksonville as history is made here on the First Coast. Not to mention that everything on that Saturday includes the Can Do Beer Festival at Metro Park, which features canned craft beers, and the headliners OAR. There's a way for supporters to truly get closer to the club. That's by volunteering as a member of the Flagship Fleet. A highly passionate group has already been assembled, but as Cole Pepper tells us, they're looking for more.
Base to see if it's a match you're interested in coming out and seeing.
This is no ordinary sales call. These are calls being made by members of the Armada's Flagship Fleet, a volunteer army that use their time and connections to reach more people in the community. For some, it's a labor of love.
They understand what needs to be given, and they give their time and effort, and it's just fantastic what they do.
Whenever we're making calls and stuff, it's 3 hours of making calls, talking to interested folks that are obviously interested in the team. And whenever we go out and about and do functions, it's again just a lot of excitement. People are really excited about the team.
Fleet members are hearing positive responses from those they speak with. Many are even taking pride in the way that some non-soccer fans have responded to the Armada thanks to their influence.
The most gratifying thing was for people like that, talking to them after it and them saying that was ridiculous. That was a spectacle. The quality of the soccer was good. The halftime show was neat. They didn't expect it to be as big a deal or as quality a product, I think, as it was, and that's awesome.
So why would someone want to join the Flagship Fleet? Mirando thinks it's about being part of something larger than themselves.
They want to be a part of history. They're all soccer fans, of course, and they believe in the Armada. They believe in the city of Jacksonville and the community, and they're just very enthusiastic. They're very passionate about the Armada, about soccer themselves, and when they get in here, they're just glad to help. It's truly amazing when you get these types of volunteers.
All right, and here are the details on how to join the Flagship Fleet. By being a part of events and being community connectors with the Armada, you really earn exclusive experiences by the points that you accrue, including trips with the team, exclusive gear. Call Mike Mirando, 904-516-3763, 516-3763. You can also find out more information on the supporters page on armadafc.com.
Coming up on Armada Kickoff, we head to Bob's boot room to see what Bob Veal has to say about keeping possession.
And we'll look around the NASL as the league gears up for the regular year. More to come straight ahead right here on Armada Kickoff. All right, here's about the best deal you're going to find. It's the hat trick offer. 3 matches for one price. You get Carolina against Edmonton. That's a 3 o'clock start on Saturday. Then that's followed by the Armada against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Those matches at Everbank Field, as is the season opener April the 4th against FC Edmonton. You get all 3 matches, actually 4 when you include JU versus Flagler on Saturday from 12:30. Just $25 per person. Call 844-2-ARMADA or go online to purchase tickets at armadafc.com. Let's look around the NASL as the regular season approaches. The Armada, not the only ones who are gearing up for the regular year.
Minnesota United concluded their 4-match Brazilian tour in a contest against Vasco da Gama. The United came away with a 1-0 victory. 4 friendly matches took place over the span of 1 week in Brazil, including Volta Redonda, Botafogo, and Resende. Meanwhile, in Jacksonville, FC Edmonton began their spring training in Florida, playing against Jacksonville United FC. FC Edmonton, against whom the Armada will open the regular season, took a 2-0 victory.
Now let's check in with Bob Veal and Krissty Andaur in Bob's Boot Room, presented by Nike.
Thanks, Cole. All right, Bob, let's talk keeping possession, which is something the Armada really struggled with last weekend against the Fort Lauderdale Strikers.
Yes, I was in Fort Lauderdale for that game, so I watched it, and of course we went down 5-0 in that game. So let's talk about the possession and what caused, one of the things that caused that loss in Fort Lauderdale. Now the Fort Lauderdale players played really high. I'm going to illustrate with the red here, Fort Lauderdale. They played high pressing game, which is what we love to play. And they closed us down very quickly. So our players were always marked. They never got more than 5 yards away from us. And so even when the goalkeeper had the ball, he looked for players, but everybody was marked. So he had to be the big ball. They got possession and came straight back at us. Now you'll see on some illustrations that we're going to show you from the game, some clips, that we gave the ball away far too much. And the reason we gave it away was because we were being closed down. You'll see defenders being closed down, looking for somebody to give it to. And as soon as our players played it forward, there was one of theirs on it to intercept it. And the same with our midfield. As soon as they played it forward, there was a Fort Lauderdale guy there to come at the ball. And we were closed down, we were controlled to the middle of the field. Now, the way we're going to get out of that is that we have to find space. We have to move. These guys have to move a lot more into space. And it's hard to play that pressing offense, which is what we try and achieve every week. We're trying to press it up. And the problem with it is that when you press up, you should get breakaways, Armada, and be able to attack them. But their two central defenders, Lauderdale central defenders here, are very good. Hence the forwards, 4 shots in the first half, did not get the possession they need to make their moves up front, because we were losing the ball in the midfield and we were losing it at the back.
All right, thanks, Bob. And hopefully we don't see that against the Tampa Bay Rowdies tomorrow, and hopefully we keep tons of possession. Cole?
All right, thanks, guys. Coming up, we'll ask Mauricio Ruiz to describe what happened as the Armada took on JU on Wednesday night. Also still to come, it's your chance to leave your mark on the Armada inaugural year. Stick around. More Armada Kickoff is straight ahead.
The Armada's Social Rewards program is a great way to stay connected with the team via social media. Just go online at armadasocialrewards.com, create an account, and start earning free gifts like jerseys, scarves, and even tickets to future matches. Each week we pick a random winner, and congratulations to Damon Thomas. You've won 2 tickets to the Can Do Festival and the opener against FC Edmonton. Thanks for keeping up with the Armada via social media. And another cool promotion happening on Armada Social Rewards is called Name the Kraken. Once you log into your social rewards, click promotions and enter what you think the Armada Kraken should be named. The winner will get a photo opportunity with this newly named Kraken, Armada FC players, and 2 tickets to the season opener on April 4th. It's a win-win all around, so don't hesitate. And now let's head over to the roundtable. Cole?
All right, thank you, Krissty. Time now for the Analyst Roundtable, joined by Mauricio Ruiz and Andy Kidd. All right, Mauricio, you were on the sidelines for your team, JU, taking on the Armada on Wednesday. What'd you learn?
I learned that they're very good. I learned that they're very deep. They're a little bit deeper than we thought. I think we've concentrated heavily on the big names, on the Quedas and Castrillon and Miguel. They're very deep. They played 3 goalkeepers yesterday. They played an entire different lineup in the first half that they did in the second half, and they were able to maintain their level of play pretty high.
Was there anything that you didn't know about the players or the strategy, the tactics, that being a coach and coaching against you gives you a little different perspective?
I think their center backs are very, very involved on the build-up of the play. They play very high up the field. Their fullbacks play extremely high, which makes them kind of a little bit dangerous on the counterattack a little bit. But they just move all the time. There's just no stopping in the center mid. And so talking to our players after the game, like, coach, they're just everywhere at all times.
So obviously, college team playing against a pro team, you expect the outcome to be something like what it was. But was it good for JU?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I think our guys, they worked up to the challenge. Certainly we knew expectation from a results standpoint. I think it's unrealistic to try to do that, but from a performance standpoint, I thought it was very positive for us.
All right, Andy, from the Armada standpoint, how should we look at this as a pro team against a college team? How should we analyze it? How much should we put into it?
Well, it shouldn't be taken lightly. I mean, Mauricio is going to have a few pro players on there. You look at the JU players that are on the Armada roster. So, and you look at the MLS draft, you've got a majority of the draftees are coming out of college. So you're playing future pros. So I think it's good for both sides. And yeah, you can take some pride in that win.
One of the things we saw in that match, and we've seen a bit throughout the course of the preseason, is that the coaching staff is asking players to play different roles and play a number of different sort of approaches and tactics. What's the good and the bad for that?
In my opinion, the good is that you're creating depth without having to add players. So you've got guys that can play outside mid and outside back, or center midfield. Marcos Flores can play in the center or play out wide. And so you've got players that you can switch around and change different combinations without having to add players or make substitutions. The bad is you lose some of that chemistry that you might develop if you have guys that are consistently playing together and know that they're going to play together. I think we talked last week about outside back and a winger having that overlap situation where they can work together and know when to cover for each other and when to slide inside and create space. And you start to develop that from a personnel standpoint and a relationship standpoint.
And I think you get pegged as a team. There's a lot of scouting, there's a lot of good opposition coaches out there. So if you always play the same way, the same players, you're going to get pegged or you're going to get marked. So I think what's happening now, a little bit of the bad timing that the Armada is having is because they're asking players to do some different things. So that's the bad. The good is that you are going to create depth and you are going to create players that are going to be multidimensional. So throughout the game, if this isn't working, hey, Flores, why don't you step into the middle? Kate, why don't you step out to the outside? And you have a different dynamic to the team. So teams now will be a little more difficult to defend you.
All right, let's look at the final preseason game for the Armada. Saturday against Tampa Bay. It's the last tune-up before the regular season. Andy, what do you want to see?
Two things. I want to see how we respond to a tough loss. I think everybody was hoping for a better result in Fort Lauderdale. So how does the team come back from that? Because that's going to happen in the regular season. We're going to have to step up and rebound. And secondly, see our forwards put the ball in the back of the net. We've created some nice chances, and that's all well and good. But now we're getting into the regular season. We got to start seeing the ball go in the back of the net, and we've only seen a few of those from the forward position.
Well, and I think that's what we helped out with last night a little bit. I think hopefully that was our intention, is to give them a little momentum going into the game. I want to see them feel the game. Kind of just have fun with it a little bit more. Kind of what we saw in the first preseason games. Yeah. It was enjoyable to watch, and you can see because of the changing of lineup and changing of position, players are a little bit more tense now. They're not really sure. They're competing for position. It's getting closer to the real thing, so a lot of tension comes in. And I think yesterday, from what I take from as an spectator of the Armada, that they enjoyed the game. You can see the players at the end of the game, they got together, they were happy. They say, you know what, we have one final game, let's make sure that we're all together, and they were united yesterday. So I want to see them kind of get back into, we're united, let's celebrate together, let's work in defeat while together, but let's enjoy the game a little bit.
Right. It sounds like something that the coaches would like to see as well.
I think so.
Mauricio Ruiz, Andy Kidd, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, the newest member of the Armada family makes his debut, and some things you don't know about forward Marcos Flores. More to come as Armada Kickoff rolls on.
Game season tickets are still on sale. Interest-free monthly payment plans and invitations to special events with the Armada. If you get a 3-year ticket, you also get your name on a personalized brick. Tickets just start at $10 a match. Call 844-2-ARMADA or armadafc.com.
Or maybe you would prefer to release the KRAKEN. The KRAKEN packs, 8 matches starting at $88. Eight legs on the KRAKEN. See how it all works out? You have 2 packs to choose from. Both include the opener against FC Edmonton. Both also includes matches against the New York Cosmos and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, plus 5 other matches, and those differentiate the 2 packs. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com.
So Cole, Lucas Scaglia did not travel with the team to play Fort Lauderdale last weekend, but he had a very good reason why.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
He and his wife, Stephanie, brought into this world baby Noah.
There you go, the newest member of the Armada family. We don't know if he's right-footed or left-footed yet, but we think he might be able to play.
Coach Oyos is waiting for him.
Yeah, he's already looking to scout the kid and get him going. The team was certainly happy for Scaglia as well. All right, also on ArmadaFC.com, you'll find Rapid Fire. And it's a chance to get to know the players a little bit more, including this week,
Marcos Flores, who says that he's very passionate, happy, and friendly, and he would love to be Superman to go fly home and see his mother.
All right, here's a little bit from that Rapid Fire. Remember to join us on radio every Friday at 3 o'clock on Sports Radio 930 with the Armada Soccer Show. And every week we'll have the action right here on Armada Kickoff. I'm Cole Pepper.
I'm Krissty Andaur. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks a lot.
If you had to describe yourself in 3 words.
Crazy, passionate, and dreamer.
If you could be any superhero in the world.
I would love to be Superman.
Why?
Because I could fly home to hug my mom in 10 seconds.
If you were stuck on an island, what's the one thing you would bring?
My dog.
Okay, what's your dog's name?
Sipi Uluru.
What kind of dog is it?
Is a poodle. He's half poodle, half lion. I'm telling you, he's a lion because he eats everything what he has. Control remote, TV, and everything.
Now, if you could be an animal, which one would you be and why?
A dog, because I want to be a friend of my dog. Hang out with my dog.
Okay, what's your favorite soccer stadium in the world?
Soccer stadium, el 15 de abril, the Unión de Santa Fe, is the team where I played my first professional game.
Okay, what's the coolest thing you've ever done?
When I went to Uluru, that is why my dog is the name of, that is where the name came. Uluru is the rock, is the ice rock in Australia, is in Alice Springs. And we went with 2 players to teach the Aboriginal kids to play the game. Wow. That was incredible because we couldn't even speak English. And they were obsessed with the ball and obsessed touching us and the hairs and just playing the game and looking the ball like something really strange. And that was incredible. I never ever forget that.